It's time once again for Let's Sue Disney! Well, hello there, and welcome to another exciting episode of Let's Sue Disney. Let's meet today's contestants. Let's say hello to our returning champion. She's an Avenger, the star of Black Widow, and the latest woman to accuse Disney of unfair business practices. Meet Scarlett Johansson. She's the star of La La Land, and said yes to being in the worst idea for a Disney film since Tomorrowland and A Wrinkle in Time. Meet Emma Stone! And finally, let's meet today's challenger. She's the wife of John Krasinski, and the reason why Scarlett Johansson became Black Widow in the first place. Say hello to Emily Blunt! What does Marvel boss Kevin Feige have to say about all this? We'll find out today on Let's Sue Disney!
Unknown caller. Spooky. Hello? Velma Dinkley speaking.
Hello, Velma. You like solving yourself a mystery?
Yeah, but I'm actually much more three-dimensional than that. Who is this?
This here Black Shaggy. You made the one black guy a drug dealer and a stoner. You gonna die, bitch.
Jinkies.
Finally, a chicken I can put my blessing behind. Say yes to Pope Yes Chicken, the official chicken of Pope Abaiga. The only chicken you'll need for your salvation. Even that Shlomo guy likes it.
Oh, yeah, that's what's up.
Say yes to Pope Yes. It's heavenly.
Now streaming on Disney Plus. What do you get when you give the least interesting character in the MCU your own show, and she turns out to be the worst part of her own series? You get the wacky adventures about her infinitely more interesting family. Don't miss Keeping Up with the Cons. See Mom and Dad get ready for Avenger Con. And then enjoy a night away from the kids watching cricket, dancing, and playing with their new unlicensed bootleg smart home device.
Zuzu, turn off the lights.
Oi!
When their ungrateful daughter, whose biggest aspiration is to be more like the whitest woman in the galaxy,
Drop the taco, get in the car.
sneaks out of the house and goes to an underground rave at a Brooklyn squat, hilarity ensues when she puts on her grandma's bracelet and unleashes her hidden power. Ouch! It's more fun than you could shake a cricket bat at. Don't miss Keeping Up with the Cons, only on Disney Plus. You know, this all could have been avoided if her little friend had just told her parents that he was going with her. But what do I know? What happens when you combine a race-swapped Buffy the Vampire Slayer with low-rent lesbian Twilight fanfiction? You get a Netflix series that's canceled after one season. First Kill. Meet Juliet, a high school-age vampire who for some reason can still see herself in mirrors, walk around in daylight, and is still in high school, who falls in love with a slayer named Calliope.
You're Calliope? Oh, Cal's good.
Sure, why not? They then share a forbidden romance, just like those two. Well, maybe those two. Watch them take on other vampires, werewolves that look like bad CGI from 1995, and make out in the unsexiest way possible. You know, all you're doing is combining The Hunger, Twilight, and Buffy, and it's been done better. I mean, sheesh, you people. If you can't make lesbian vampires work on Netflix, then seriously, something is wrong here. Starring, whoever these people are. I really don't care anymore. But the mom was on Lost and a bunch of stuff you'll probably recognize. Don't miss When Animals Attack on Netflix. Now all we do is sit back and wait for the Axel Braun version, which will be 10 times better, believe me. She's a single female lawyer in the city, who happens to be the cousin of one of the most powerful Avengers.
There's no competition for me because I'm the strongest, so it's just kind of like a different...
Well, we should let her think that, but...
No, not her. The other one. You know, the green guy. Now, after an accident, where they blatantly change her origin story to prevent her from being saved by a man, transforms her into the Jade Giantess, she'll remind you whose show this is in the first place.
Just remember whose show this actually is.
Yeah, like you were ever gonna let us forget it. She-Hulk. Meet Jennifer Walters, a high-powered LA lawyer who can't help questioning Captain America's sexual history.
Obviously, Captain America was a virgin. Did you see that ass? Like, that ass?
That is America's ass.
Did not deserve to die a virgin. It's like...
gets sexually harassed outside a bar by a bunch of outdated male stereotypes.
Just being friendly.
Yeah, where you going? So what?
Then wakes up in Mexico at Bruce Banner's tropical retreat, who then will take every opportunity to remind you how horrible it is to be a woman in the 21st century.
Triggers are anger and fear.
Those are like the baseline of any woman just existing.
When incompetent men explain my own area of expertise to me, I can prove that's not the case.
More smiles.
When I'm catcalled in the street.
It's 2022. Where do you get catcalled? On your way from your office to Starbucks? Yeah, it must be hell going that whole 20 feet from the elevator to the counter. Then, after returning to her career as a high-powered deputy DA, she's attacked by the Jersey Shore and manages to defeat her in about 3 seconds. Well, that was anticlimactic. Tatiana Maslany stars in the show whose writers admit that they don't know how to write a courtroom scene in
Lawyer Show.
I Am Woman Hulk, Hear Me Roar. Literally. Maybe this would have been better if it wasn't written like a Twitter argument between two completely unlikable human beings.
Basically, I was right and Bruce was wrong.
Steve Rogers is not a virgin. Little punk. He lost his virginity to a girl in 1943 on the USO tour.
If this is the best the MCU now has to offer, then I hate to think what you have in store for Daredevil.
Coming up on the CW, it's prom night, and love is in the air.
Until it's time to throw down!
Sam and Miguel share a tender moment.
But look who's crashing the party!
Watch as young couples share a romantic dance.
And fight! And dance fight!
Be sure to watch an extra special episode
of Kung Fu High Prom Night! Bom ba bom ba bom, Machine Hall. Bom ba bom ba bom, Rings of Power. Bom ba bom ba bom, written by Karens. Bom ba bom ba bom, they suck. Bom ba bom ba bom, Agent Orange Cap. Bom ba bom ba bom, and Zabu. Bom ba bom ba bom, they're hungry. Bom ba bom ba bom, clean poopy box. Bom ba bom ba bom, scoop the shit. Bom ba bom ba bom, they're sleeping. Bom ba bom ba bom, empty coffee cup. Bom ba bom ba bom, some nasal spray. Bom ba bom ba bom, Del taco sauce. Bom ba bom ba bom, describe stuff on the desk. Bom ba bom ba bom, my cell phone. Bom ba bom ba bom, block of wood. Bom ba bom ba bom, PS4 game. Bom. Okay, everybody. Hey, everybody. Harvest in the morning. WNBC, 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 WNBC. How's it going, everybody? How's it going, everybody out there? Harvest in the morning. How is everybody? How is everybody doing out there in Radio Land? We got all kinds of nifty stuff for everybody. We got Week 6 NFL scores. We got all kinds of stuff. When you weird stuff, wild stuff. We got Agent Orange Cat. We got Larry Zabu. We got all kinds of stuff, all kinds of neat stuff. Let's see who's in the chat now. Greg Kirby's in the chat. Andrew Helms in the chat. Michael Bashir's is in the chat. Lady Viking 89's in the chat. RSO Media's in the chat. Donnie Pearson's in the chat. We got who else is in the chat? Come on, don't be shy. I don't bite. Shish Rebels is in the chat. Matt G's in the chat. We got, did I say Kenny Long? Well, we'll say Kenny Long again. Kenny Long is in the chat. I saw a couple people hanging out here. We got 15, I got 18 people watching. Everybody, hello, how you doing? Clinton Matthews is in the chat. How is everybody doing today? How is everybody doing this fine NFL Sunday? Dun 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 dun. If you're a certain age, you know what that music signifies.
Across the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field, the Green Bay Packers, led by Bart Starr, take on the Dallas Cowboys in what would be known as the Ice Bowl. Dun 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 dun. Bart Starr held Dallas and their doomsday defense scoreless for the first quarter. Okay, all right. That guy had a hell of a voice. I used to love watching those. I used to watch NFL films all Saturday. And then it would pump me up for the games on Sunday. Usually it was the Giants losing, but NFL films. It sounds lame. I remember one New Year's Eve, didn't go anywhere, just stayed home, watched NFL films. That was awesome. NFL film. What they still do that, NFL films. So speaking of NBC and NFL, we got Sunday Night Football. The Cowboys versus the Eagles, live from Lincoln Financial Field in Philadelphia. No doubt Jesse Milestone will be watching that. She's a huge Eagle fan. Wish sports channels were more of that, less argument shows. Yes. Black Shaggy may appear. Black Shaggy might appear there. Badass NFL films. This here's Harry Callis. So, okay. Let's check in. Before we start, let's check in with our good buddy here. We're going to check in with our good buddy, Agent Orange Cat, see what he's doing. And that doesn't do anything. That's not showing me anything. Why is that not working? Because, okay. Okay. Yeah, we'll see. Okay, there's our buddy, Agent Orange Cat. How you doing, buddy? Hey, buddy, how you doing? How you doing? Hey, pal. You snoozies? Are you snoozies? Hey, snoozies. I got to catch up on my 19 hours to maintain my glow. Okay. Well, okay. We'll check on you later. He's eating. He's going to take a snooze. So, he's doing well. He's doing well. Our buddy's Agent Orange Cat is doing fine. So, everybody, don't worry about him. He's okay. Wait, did Captain America lose his V card before the show? No, after. Remember that girl who came up to him afterwards at the USO shore when he signed autographs? Kids, hi. We kind of presume it was her. So, but that's another conversation. So, listen, what do you? If I was Hulk probably got tired of her trying to get it out of him. All right, shut up. Yeah, Steve told me this happened. Okay. So, no doubt they sin. You probably said, Steve, did you get any before you went on ice? There's that one girl. So, no. So that no. It was. Hold on. Let me see if I can find. Let me see. Presumably, if we're gonna assume anybody, it was gonna be anybody. We'd have to presume it's this. I kind of figure, listen. It was most likely this girl who turns up in Guardians of the Galaxy as Peter Quill's mom. The same actress. So presumably that's her grandmother. Presumably. Mr. MH is in the chat. How are you? Oh, you're not late? That's okay. I don't get started for a few minutes. So, presumably it was her. Yeah, I mean, why that matters to Jennifer Walters, I still don't know. But that's what we're dealing with. That's the level of writing we're dealing with. Okay, so now let's get down to brass tacks. Who wouldn't want to bang it? Well, you know what? Doesn't do it for me. Doesn't listen. I'm not saying Natalie Dormer is an unattractive woman. Okay, she is, but I don't know. It does. She doesn't. Maybe it's the hair. Maybe it's the smirk. You know. I don't know. It's. It looks like. Look. It's. It's. I just pictured getting this look afterwards. Okay. Really, where do you think you're going? Really, you're gonna? Hey, you want to put out you want to take out the trash on your way out? Oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, man, yeah. You want to leave me a little something? I still gotta get an Uber home. You know, look up Natalie Dormer's smile. She always has a lopsided smirk. Listen, I'm not saying she something about her. You know, she's that squished face. I don't know. This something. I don't, like I said, I'm not saying she's an unattractive woman because Lord knows I'm not the standard of beauty. Okay. However, not my type. Just not my type. She's very short. Okay. And again, and this is what she looked like in Captain America. And this is, and this is what this is how she appeared in Captain America. So I mean, again, like I said, I keep saying this, not an unattractive woman. Yet at the same time, if I could increase the size here, and let's hope, yeah. Again, there's just something about her that's just kind of off-putting. I can't put my finger on it. So anyway, so apart from my preferences aside, Michael Keller is in the chat. How are you, Michael Keller? Mr. MH, how are you? So the finale of She-Hulk was Thursday. Speaking of unappealing, the finale of She-Hulk was, I saw it Thursday. It was actually, it came on late Wednesday night, around midnight, because they have it go live on Disney Plus at 3 a.m. Eastern, so that way the West Coast doesn't accidentally get it early. And I've heard people say, well, why don't they stagger it? Well, they don't want to, okay? They have it go live because what would, somebody would just take a VPN, change their location, and get it early. So She-Hulk goes live, and this is the finale. What I then witnessed, I can only describe as an unmitigated disaster. This was probably the worst series finale I have ever witnessed, because they went into this clearly with an agenda, and the entire series was building up to this one point. And they confirmed it for me. First of all, this series was very lame. It was lame. I gave this series a fair chance. I'd said for months up until this point, you know what? I'm gonna give it a fair shot. I'm gonna give it a chance. Okay, I'm gonna give it a chance.
It's going to be, I'm going to come into this with an open mind. It's a good character. I did like the character in the 80s when she was a member of the Fantastic Four. I liked the character when she was I liked the character when she was, in Solo, the sensational She-Hulk comic. It's a good character. Okay. But what I saw in this She-Hulk series was a group of writers in the writers' room. Predominantly, it was women. It was predominantly women in the writers' room. It was Kat Korda, Jessica Gao, Dana Schwartz, Tatiana Maslany. I don't know what she contributed in the writers' room, but they used this as their platform for their grievances. And what they did was they took $150 million and flushed it down the toilet so that they could prove a point. What was that point? I'll be damned if I know. But what they did was to prove only how petty, how small, how juvenile, and how selfish they actually are. And if I'm wrong, please tell me. Tell me what I'm missing. However, I don't think I am. And you're right. You're absolutely right, Jessica. This show could have been good, but it would need competent writers. And all they did was use to air their grievances. And you're right. And you are absolutely right. They insulted the audience. They talked down to the audience. They treated the audience as if they were idiots. There was that little therapy session where I said that they were going to use this show to air their grievances that they had been harboring since high school. And wouldn't you know it, there's that girl who's prettier in high school, so much prettier than you're more popular. This is all the result of women who are not past high school. And it's difficult for me to believe that Kevin Feige signed off on this. It really is. It really is difficult for me to believe that Kevin Feige looked at this script and said, you know what? Great, go with it. Oh, we got Zabu. Oh, Zabu's appearing here. We'll put him on camera in a second. It really is difficult for me to believe that this is what they felt a viewing audience would want to see. It wasn't. The whole idea is to tell a story. What story did they tell? What story did they tell? You thought Seinfeld was a show about nothing. This was about nothing. They kept saying, well, we want to show superheroes in their day-to-day lives. Okay, you didn't. You didn't show superheroes. All you showed was Jen Walters saying how hard it is to be a woman and complaining of how she can't find a good man to date. Oh, I can't find a good man. Can't find a good man. Oh, they're out there catcalling me in the street. You know how hard it is to be a woman. All they did was whine. All they did was complain. I really want to see a future. If this is probably gonna get to season 2. I really want to see in season 2 Jen Walters, and I'm not gonna get this scene, but I would write it like this: Jen Walters saying to Matt Murdock, "You don't know how hard it is to be a professional woman and balancing your work life and your personal life. Yeah, ninjas want to kill me, and try to do it on a daily basis. You don't know how hard. I didn't ask for these powers. I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask to be She-Hulk. It's so unfair.
Bruce bled on me, and I didn't have a choice. I saved an old man from being run over by a truck that was carrying toxic waste, which splashed me in the eyes and blinded me, and created 4 turtles in the process. Oh, my family doesn't understand what it's like for me to be She-Hulk. My father was killed by the mob for not wanting to throw a fight. She has it so rough, doesn't she? She has it so rough. Oh, yeah, if they do it, you know what? I hope, you know what? I hope they do. I hope they do that. You know what? And like I said, yeah, you want to show a superhero in their day-to-day life. Okay, fine. Okay. Show her at the bank and it says, oh, yeah, making deposit. Oh, yeah, I'm making a deposit. The bank gets robbed. Oh, God, I can't even go to the bank, and I got to stop a robbery. When did she do something super heroic? She did exactly 2 things that were heroic. She pulled Bruce from the car, and she saved a bunch of people in court. Oh, well, this is going to be about her being a lawyer. She was a shit lawyer. She was a terrible lawyer. She got beat in every case she was on. The only cases that they won was when she was a witness. And now we get this. And now we get this. We get this. And now we have, this is tantamount to an admission. She-Hulk team explains the fourth wall breaking finale and delivering an FU to toxic male trolls. That's exactly what this was all about. This wasn't about telling a story about a superhero. This wasn't about telling a story about a person, a reluctant hero. This was about getting back at internet trolls. And someone tried to tell me, no, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. No, it wasn't. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. That was the whole point of this story. They tried to get back at internet trolls. Jessica Kasumi, I left high school behind in the late 2000s. I have some good memories and some bad ones, but I'll be damned if I let those shape my whole life. As a woman in my 30s who is happily married. That's, you know what? Bravo. 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 That's exactly what people need. You know what? And I'm sure there's people that agree with you. Let's see. Everybody else agree with Jessica out there? Okay, yeah, we have a consensus out there. People like the way you think, Jessica. I just don't understand it. I just don't understand why this would go forward. And this all and they are so proud of themselves. They wrote this and they said, pat themselves on the back. This whole series, you want to say women get a bad rap. We should get get a bad rap. This article essentially says there's this anger about women existing in this space. No, there's not. And I'll tell you why. Because when it's done right, men embrace a female character. This is done poorly. This was done poorly. And this whole series culminated into Jennifer Walters, into She-Hulk, breaking the fourth wall, climbing out of the Disney Plus menu, dropping into Disney Marvel Studios, going into the writer's room, and demanding to see their manager. Just let that ruminate around your head. Just let that roll around. She climbed out of the menu, dropped into our world, went to the writer's room, and demanded to see the manager. Think about that. Think about that. She demanded to see the manager. She wasn't getting her way and demanded to see the manager.
Were you expecting trolls to face trolls when you signed on for the show? Reading the script, it was so true. There's so much resistance to a woman just existing in the space of superheroes. Where, and when? Just tell me where, and I'll give you examples that you're wrong. There's always going to be that. I've sort of anticipated it. It's why I also felt it's important. There's such an entitlement space by certain people. By who? Who are these people? Tell me who these people are. And to even exist as She-Hulk is like an FU, and I love that. You know what would be even more effective? Write a good show. Hey, they don't think we could write a good show? Let's prove them wrong. But no, that would take actual work and effort. Did you give Marvel any suggestions for the hate comments that got online? That conversation between Jen and Kevin and Kevin Feige was a soulless robot. Yeah. There's very much a relationship I have with real life Kevin, and a lot is taken from conversations I had with him. That scene was so much longer in the scripts. If they let me, it probably written a 10-minute conversation of my avatar arguing with Kevin. This is probably the tightest version of what it could have been. There were a couple of jabs where Kevin was like, okay, this is a little mean now. How did you feel accurately? How did it feel to accurately predict what the trolls would be saying? Our writer's room opened 3 years ago. So 2019, at the height of this, that's when it opened. The fact that we were able to predict what reaction was going to be, what a lot of the trolling comments were going to be, really shows how very tired and unoriginal these trolls are. No, it shows you how tired and unoriginal you are. That really tickled me because the little troll that lives in me really loves trolling the trolls. Well, you know what? You better let him out before he starves. What was Kevin Feige's reaction to the finale? Kat Koira. Kevin had a huge hand in the finale, and in the character of Kevin, ironically, it was more squeamish about it. I was more squeamish about it than they were. Are we going too far? You were. Are we going to throw Marvel fans under the bus by putting down Marvel films? You did. They have such self-deprecating, irreverent sense about themselves, and we're totally willing to poke fun at themselves. You know, listen, there's poking fun, and then there's insulting. This is insulting. This is insulting. It really was. It really was. You bit the hand that fed you. You know, and I told myself I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to scream. I know you guys want, sometimes you want the reaction on Rob yell and scream, but you know what? I think a more measured response is in line for this. And say that you guys are a bunch of rank amateurs. And I mean that. You're a bunch of rank amateurs. You have no business writing professionally. You're inexperienced. You are a bunch of no talent hacks. This is what hack writers do. One thing did you have to dig deep for all the Marvel criticism or just scroll through Twitter? One thing I noticed is that at the beginning of the series, I was getting a lot of nasty, mean comments. As it's going forward, that has stopped. I think it's because now they realize they target us. They're playing directly into our hands. No, you play directly in our hands. You just gave all your critics a nuclear-sized bomb. You really did. You gave everybody who was critical of this show, more ammunition. You gave everybody who was going to say She-Hulk sucks, you gave them all the ability to say, I told you so. And now you're hiding behind your vahoo-ha. I have a vagina. I can't be. It's not my fault. Yes, it is. And we called it, which is pretty gratifying. It's so satisfying. Even negative commentary, I always interpret as engagement. If people are going to be, are people that angry? They're paying attention. I look at it all as a positive. It's not. It's not a positive. Because you know why? Because now you've turned people off to this. You've turned people off of She-Hulk. You turn people off of it. All these shows are just mean-spirited, spiteful. Yes. You took $150 million, and this is what you did with it. This is what you did. You could have made something really good. But no. No, you had to use it for a personal vendetta. This is all Mean Girls. This is all Mean Girl stuff. These are people that are upset, that are still upset that they couldn't sit at the lunch table with the cool kids. You're developmentally arrested. You never progress past high school. People don't like you. Difference between you and me is people don't like me. I say, okay, no problem. I'll just go hang out with people who do. Just the word woke makes me angry. The people who don't give a feather about good. Yeah, it's the whole thing. Listen. They also help people they were lampooning, for example. Doomcock, critical YouTubers is much more exposure to thinking they were trolling them. Yeah, that's all you've done is you set more people their way, and probably my way too. What's the difference between a hockey player and a feminist? Hockey player will shower after 3 periods. Oh! They were so stupid that even Regina George looked at them. Ew, you haven't grown up yet? Yeah. That's the thing. And that's the thing. These are women that have not grown up. They have not grown up. Look at freaking Jen Walters. She is a stand-in, literally a stand-in for Marsha Clark. She has the same hair. Why? Because Marsha Clark was the big feminist lawyer icon in the 90s. They are stuck in the 90s. They're stuck in high school. Dana Schwartz is about 35. Jessica Gao is about 35. Kat Croy is about maybe in her late 30s, early 40s. Marsha Clark was the big icon. And they actually had a stand-in for Johnny Cochran at one point. Hey, listen, I missed the hell out of the 90s. I had some good years in the 90s. But you know what? Even I moved past it. I'm no longer trying to be a rock star. This is all going to come back to bite you. The only thing you've done is you had a hand now in the wholesale destruction of the MCU. You have a hand in the wholesale destruction of Marvel, the MCU. My mother hates that woman in Marsha Clark. In other words, needs a diagnosis of insanity by Sigmund Freud. They've left uncommon sense behind for stupid victimhood mentality. Yeah. Wonder how they go about their daily lives. They go about their daily lives blaming people. They blame everybody. Dana Schwartz takes those boudoir photos, and then she blames men for all her problems. I get catcalled on the street, and you know, okay, fine. Take a different way home. I shouldn't have to. As if this is like 1954. I don't understand. What am I missing here, guys? What am I missing? Somebody help me here. What am I missing? What am I missing? Well, I mean, Jen Walters has no self-accountability, no personal responsibility, just like a child. Writers, the idea is 30-something empowered woman is basically the concept of an adult-sized child. That's bingo. Bingo. I'm trying to get married and having children. My party times were reserved for homecoming dances, that prom. That's it. Yeah. Imagine being married to one of these Karens. I can't. I can't imagine. I can't imagine. And again, like I said, this all culminated into asking for the manager. I don't get it. I don't get how this made it. I don't get how this made it to air. I really don't. And if you take a look
if you take a look at the other output, I mean, this is what they think an empowered woman is. This is what they think an empowered woman. This is what they think an empowered freaking. You have something built as a legal comedy that has a shit lawyer for their main character, a lawyer who can't win a case. Who couldn't win a case to save her life, and then she gets superpowers, and she's like, you know what? Screw that. And she blames everybody else. She spent the whole episode where she was getting a job at the GKLNH or whatever it was, complaining about how she was only hired because she was She-Hulk. You're damn right you were hired because you were She-Hulk. But now get in there and prove that that was a good decision. And every man in this show who is, not a jerk, is spends all day long. You're so great, Jen. Oh, Jen is so great. Jen's so awesome. Jen is so awesome. Isn't she awesome? She's so awesome. Part of growth is realizing you have character flaws and overcoming them, or you have shortcomings and you overcome them. What did she overcome? What did Jen Walters overcome in this series? Nothing. She didn't overcome anything. Mostly everything was her fault. But she gets told she's awesome anyway. She had that one date with that one guy that ended when, she made breakfast and he left. Oh, I got to go. Oh, what happened to She-Hulk? Oh, I got to go. You failed to disclose, that you were not She-Hulk full time. Hey, you know what? This is just something. This is, ability I have. I don't stay like this 24 hours a day. Would you like to see what I really look like? The only person who had, character, was the only person who had character growth in this series? Was Madison. Madison was the only person who had any growth. And you know why I say that? Because she went from being this party girl to someone who, Madison and Wong are not a thing, but she kind of just wanted somebody to hang out with, and she has Wong as a Netflix buddy now. Wong is, like I said, Madison and Wong now have they have they're Netflix buddies. And I guarantee you that they wrote Madison, that Dana Schwartz, Kat Koya, and Jessica Gao, that they wrote Madison as a character that we were supposed to hate. I guarantee you that, because that is the type of woman that Dana Schwartz looks at and resents. A girl who just kind of parties and is most likely going to find a husband somewhere, well-off husband, and is going to live probably on the Upper West Side or in Beverly Hills. A woman without much of an education, but she knows how to use whatever gift she has. Not so much Netflix and chill, but they just can't. Hey, Madison, want to hang out and watch a movie? Let me tell you, and I wouldn't mind watching a series about Madison and Wong. Madison hangs out at Comitage and tries to adjust to, whatever. Oh my God, there's this guy with a yak. I mean, yeah, it's common. They that's so unsanitary, more than resents, that Dana Schwartz envies. Yes. I guarantee you. You know why? Because Dana Schwartz, for all her privilege, she still can't get past the fact that she was not popular in high school. And Madison was. You know what? I could probably write a show about Madison Wong. I probably could. Here's the thing about Fourth Wall. Senior Sticks, how you doing? Here's the thing about when you break the fourth wall. They didn't commit it. Now, I wrote a series, a series for, you call it a web series, a Netflix series. You know, for me, I wanted to pitch it to FX because to me, that would have been the most appropriate home. Series was called FU. F and U. The letters F dot U dot stood for Fairmont University. Now, it was about, they say write about what you know. It was about me at university. I always say that I didn't go to college because I went to Southern Connecticut State University, which is the same thing as not going to college. Essentially, it's 13th grade. Now, but the majority of my fourth wall breaking comes as an internal narrative. But the whole thing is, it's set up as a premise. It's set up in that it's someone going back and recounting the story. It's not me directly. It's not the main character. It's not the main character is me, but it's actually written from my buddy Jake Bentley. He was a very talented comedian. If you don't follow him on Instagram, don't follow him on Twitter, do so. Go follow. Look up Jake Bentley. I mean, very talented, very funny guy. But it is written for me as a way to take a step back, tell you what happened during this time, but present those events in sort of an exaggerated manner, and with my narration over it, shedding light on it, giving it perspective. So it's not truly fourth wall breaking. It is a first-person narrative. Now, with that said, the problem with She-Hulk, they went fourth wall and they did not commit to the bit. They did it sometimes. They didn't do it other times. It just came off as haphazard. If you're going to commit to it, commit to it. Deadpool did a good job of that. Ferris Bueller, oh my God, that is the gold standard of breaking the fourth wall. If you're gonna, like I said, if you're gonna break the fourth wall in a theater, why did my microphone get reset to 71? Freaking technical difficulties, people. But if you're gonna break the fourth wall, you use it as use Ferris Bueller as the standard, or even the Marx Brothers. Freaking whatchamacallit Groucho Marx would break the fourth wall all the time in Duck Soup. Spaceballs did it very well. You're right. The original House of Cards did it well. Yes, the original House of Cards did it well. I have seen the UK version of House of Cards. This wasn't committed to doing that, but they were just committed to pursuing their own agenda. And I can't believe anyone is going to look back at She-Hulk and say, you know what? This was groundbreaking. This was good. No, they're going to look back at this, and they're going to say, in 10 years, we're going to look back at She-Hulk. Forget 10 years, in 5 years, we're going to, not even 5 years, a year from now, we're going to see the think pieces. What went wrong with She-Hulk? She-Hulk was supposed to be a landmark series. Why wasn't it? What went wrong? She-Hulk, what went wrong? How to avoid the pitfalls of season 1 and season 2. Okay, have I talked enough about She-Hulk? Again, these are, to sum up, this was written with an agenda. This was probably one of the worst endings I've seen on television, bar none. And the people who behind this, Kat Coira, Jessica Gao, Dana Schwartz, Tatiana Maslany, who I know is only an actress and they just tell her what to do, but all of you should be embarrassed by this. You accomplished nothing. And you've given your critics more ammunition, quote unquote, more figuratively. You've given them the ability to point at this and say, I was right. I told you so. All right. So that's She-Hulk. So I'm going to move on from that. Okay. So Rings of Power. Moving on. Rings of Power. Oh boy. Rings of Power almost comes from the same writers as She-Hulk. Rings of Power is what you shouldn't do in a television. Why are we, all this happens in the same week. When it rains, it falls. We are definitely getting to season 2 of Rings of Power because Amazon will not let this fail. Yes, and they're going to memory hole. They should memory hole this. They absolutely should, because phase 4 is it deserves to be forgotten. And this Captain America movie, I love Captain America much as the next guy, but at the same time, there's a reason why the Sam Wilson Captain America had his comic book canceled. Yes, you would be correct, Mad Pirate. Oh boy, and they practically shipped Galadriel with him. Everything that's happened, everything bad that happened in the Rings of Power was Galadriel's fault. Everything was Galadriel's fault. She showed up at Numenor. She told them what to do. They got the Bode holes over this blonde chick with pointy ears shows up, starts telling you what to do, and you just do it. You don't say, "Hey, wait a minute, who the hell is this?" And they built her up to be some sort of superhero. And you know what? Just like Mikey Spock in Star Trek Discovery, she's going to turn out to be right all along. When the volcano erupted, I was like, a lot of those people should be dead, including Galadriel. Yes. And that horse running by on fire is great symbolism for what's happening to the series. Dear God. And what happened to, and let me ask you made such a big deal about the black elf, about the black guy playing the elf. What happened to him? What happened to him? Where'd he go? He was completely written out of the finale. Oh boy. Rings of Power is just a freaking mess. It is an absolute mess. Yeah, Cleric. I bet if they have to fight Sauron, they just ask to see his manager. Probably. He became some kid's stepdad. The whole thing was written like. Did you notice the whole thing was the writing was structured like a video game? You know, climb the top of tower, play cutscene. Yeah, cutscene. Open up map, unlock fast travel. Play cutscene. And the only people that were interesting were the dwarves, and you didn't see them in the finale. Yes, it would mean that, but they're not going to say it. Oh, no, no, no. And the freaking one woman that he was the lady he was hanging out with, you know what? She rallies her people to fight. Wait a minute, hold on. Who the hell are you, lady? Were you in the army? Well, let me show you. Did you study military tactics? Who the hell are you? There's like an epidemic in these shows where they just trust the one person that has no knowledge or no education or no experience to just do stuff. And the person that is the most incompetent, the worst leader, they just say, "Oh yeah, let's follow them. They must be right." What is with this? Like the one person, remember that joke in Monty Python and the Holy Grail? Who's that? Must be a king. How can you tell? Hasn't got shit all over him. The one person that didn't have shit all over her was that lady hanging out with the elf. And she doesn't have shit on her. Let's just clean. Let's just follow her. Who the hell are you, lady? Why are you telling me what to do? Yeah, that's a good analogy. And the Harfoots are horrible, horrible, horrible people. The Harfoots are horrible people. Nobody walks up trail. No, leave no one behind. Take their wheels and leave them. They were just ready to leave the poor guy to the wolves because he broke an ankle. Really? You had no way of transporting them? No, Rob, you're wrong. Women are just naturally talented and brilliant military tacticians. Ha, they know it. Never doubt them, you misogynists. I feel fine. I think I'll go for a walk. I feel happy. What you just said about the worst person being the leader sounds very familiar. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Meanwhile, Boromir died 3 arrows to the chest. No elvish meds could save him. That's why nations only trap women to go to war. Oh, God. And these assholes who wrote this thing, this J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay, their idea for Star Trek, wait till you see their idea for Star Trek. Hold on, J.D. Payne. Let's see. Star Trek 4. Do I need to play the Star Trek bumper? Okay, well, I can. Let me just fuck it. For the hell of it, I'll play the Star Trek bumper just because it's sort of Trek related, but. This was their idea for Star Trek 4. Now we're coming up on 404, and we're gonna finish in a little bit. But this was their idea for Star Trek 4. This comes from comicbook.com, which is the propaganda arm for CBS. Rings of Power showrunners detailed their scrapped Star Trek script starring Chris Pine and Chris Hemsworth. Rings of Power showrunners J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay are opening about the scrapped Star Trek 4 script for the first time. Before Amazon hired Payne and McKay as showrunners, Lord of the Rings streaming series, Payne and McKay penned a script for Star Trek 4. These guys have been writing for 20 years. They've only have one writing credit. And that was Star Trek Beyond. I can't believe it. Really? Would have Captain James C. Kirk, played by Chris Pine, with his father George Kirk. Chris Hemsworth, played by George in the opening moments of the 2009 reboot movie, would have returned to the role of Star Trek 4. However, the film fell apart over contract negotiations and Paramount abandoned Payne and McKay's script. I would love to tell you about it, McKay told Esquire. We worked on a couple of Star Trek movies, badly. The one you're asking about would have been the fourth in the franchise, reuniting Chris Hemsworth and Chris Pine. The conceit was that through a cosmic quirk in the Star Trek world, they were the same age. It was going to be a grandfather-son space adventure. Think Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade in space. We were really thrilled about it. McKay said the film had a 2001 Space Odyssey-esque feel idea at the core, and would have featured a brand new villain. We worked on it for 2.5 years with Lindsay Weber. Lindsay Weber is another name I see pop up every so often. Lindsay Weber, screenwriter. What has she done? What the hell has she done? My thinking is nothing. Morning Glory, associate producer. She's been a producer on several things. Nothing writing. No writing. She's produced Rings of Power. Yeah, great. There you go, Lindsay Weber. Our non-writing executive producer on Rings of Power, and an amazing director, S.J. Clarkson, who did Life on Mars, the UK version, which I really like. The movie eventually fell apart. It was really a heartbreak for us, and it was a relief for fans. We would have loved to make that movie. I want to spoil a piece of that. That's exciting how they end up together. Can we do that, JD? JD jumped in to say there's an episode of Star Trek The Next Generation called Relics, where they find Scotty, who's been trapped in a transporter for a couple of decades, and they're able to have a cool adventure with him. Our conceit was, what if right before the Kelvin impacted with that huge mining ship, George Kirk had tried to beam himself over to his wife's shuttle where his son was? Yeah, but they show him in the explosion. You dumbasses. They show him die in the explosion. Jim Kirk, yeah. And what if that ship completely exploded? Had it completely exploded? And what if it left some space junk? So it just so happens he tried to beam over, and it just so happens the ship didn't explode, and just so happens there was power in that little bitty bit for decades. Where would it get the power? Where would it get the power, you dumbasses? Where would it get the power to have all the systems on? And I'm not going to yell. I'm not going to yell. Think about it. When you send a text message, you typed it out, but you haven't quite hit send. On the other side of, they see those 3 little dots that someone typed. It's like a transporter had absorbed his pattern into the pattern buffer, but hadn't spit him out the other side. It was actually a saved copy that was in the computer. Finally, McKay said, so the adventure is that Chris Pine and the crew of the Enterprise had to seek out the wreckage of the ship. His dad's father died because of a mystery and a new villain. Mystery box and a new villain, of course. A villain probably wants revenge on the Federation for something. In the ship, they stumble across his father's pattern. They beam him out, and he has no idea that time has passed at all, and that he's looking at his son. Then the adventure goes from there. After scrapping the Payne and Kay version of the movie, Paramount moved on to film ideas by Noah Hawley, Quentin Tarantino, but neither materialized. Most recently, WandaVision's Matt Shakman was to direct a new version of Star Trek 4. He abandoned the project to return to Marvel Studios and helm the Fantastic Four. Hopefully that won't happen. Leading Paramount to removing Star Trek 4 from the schedule. Here's the thing about that episode of Relics. The ship had crashed on the Dyson Sphere. The ship had crashed on the Dyson Sphere. And Scotty and Franklin had to figure out a way to survive until they were rescued. They didn't have enough food and water. Replicators couldn't, and they didn't have enough power. So they had to scale back power to a minimum. And what they did was they beamed themselves into the transporter, and then they ran a continuous diagnostic so their patterns wouldn't degrade. That was Scotty being Scotty, finding a way. This is just pulling something out of your ass that doesn't make any sense. Did Mystery Box play a part in Star Wars sequel trilogy? Yeah, Mystery Box. How did Luke Skywalker's lightsaber get here? Oh, that's a good question for another time. Who erased parents? Mystery Box. Why was she left on Jakku? Mystery Box. Mystery Box. One mystery box after another. The mystery boxes had mystery boxes. Yeah, that's. The mystery boxes had mystery. Yeah. That was, yes. Yes, using actual science. Yes. Okay, so let's see if I can find some animal news. We're getting kind of late here. I usually don't like to run more than an hour. Oh, that's kind of sad. General global animal populations reportedly shrunk 69% over the last half century. That's kind of a bummer. After hitting bird, breaching whale, shocks father and son. New Jersey, endangered gray wolves. Oh no, endangered gray wolves being poisoned in Washington State. That's not good. Reporter spots alligator swing in Orlando. Let's go with. Oh, there's kitties. If you're if you're in the Florida area, or if you want to adopt a kitty from pets from Hurricane Ian, there's agencies that are looking to do that. Oh, there's a fat bear. Fat Bear Week. Yeah. So, okay, that's a video story, so I'm not going to do that one. Okay, breaching whale shocks. Okay, well, it's not really an animal story. Well, yeah, it is an animal story. You can check the We Love Animals channel. Yes, We Love Animals. Let's check that channel. See what is going on over there. Listen, there is a Twitter account. Even if you don't agree with his politics or anything about him, if you go to the Twitter account of Keith Olbermann at Tom Jumbo Grumbo, you can look. You can see dogs that need adopting all over the country, or you can make a donation to help rescue dogs, help them feed them, help them get their medical bills, or you could just retweet it and somebody will see it, and hopefully that would get word out. Like I said, even if you don't agree with him or you don't like him, still it's a worthy cause. I love the doggies myself, so I love the doggies. So we love animals. Dog rescues homeless kitten. Kind man. Oh, rescues cat with broken away. That's kind of sad. Okay. We love animals. Watch this puppy. Couldn't. Oh, these are all sad doggies. Okay. These are all animals that are all kind of distressed. Sheep covered in 90 pounds of wool. So, okay. Well, let's go with sheep is covered in 90 pounds of wool. A lot of these are kind of graphic. So that's I don't like showing animals that are hurt. So, but let's go with this story about the breaching whale. How was Emmanuel? Oh, Emmanuel. Oh, yeah, Emmanuel. Emmanuel the emu at Knuckle Bump Farms is he was ill recently. Now, if you haven't noticed, if you don't know, Knuckle Bump Farms, it's a farm. She's famous on TikTok. It's a young lady. She says, Emmanuel, make smart choices. And Emmanuel the emu likes to mug for the camera. He looks adorable. But sadly, the storm, Hurricane Ian, blew some birds into the area who had avian flu. And sadly, Emmanuel was stricken with avian flu. A lot of the animals, unfortunately, didn't make it, but Emmanuel does appear to be on the mend with any luck. So, Emmanuel the emu is doing better. This is an update from about 5 hours ago from NBC News, their animal news website. TikTok star Emmanuel the Emu is sick with avian influenza, caretaker says. While the Egyptian geeks flew into South Florida farm Emmanuel lives in, bringing the virus and killing 98% of the birds there, his caretaker Taylor Blake tweeted. TikTok star Emmanuel the Emu is battling avian influenza, his caretaker Taylor Blake tweeted Saturday. Emmanuel came down with the virus after a flock of wild Egyptian geese were making frequent visits to Knucklebump Farms, the South Florida farm where he lives. Blake would help chase off the geese as they pose a real threat to domestic birds, but they would come back at night, Blake said. The virus has now claimed the lives of 99% of the farm's birds and left Emmanuel fighting for his life since Wednesday. We lost 50 plus birds in 3 days. I'm still trying to wrap my head around it. We thought we were out of the woods when Emmanuel unexpectedly went down this past Wednesday. Heartbreaking. Aw. I will do anything and go into any amount of debt to save his life, Blake tweeted about her best friend. My vet came and was able to sedate and stabilize him until I could find an avian specialist. I have been treating him around the clock since Wednesday. It's relatively impossible to vaccinate birds for the virus because there's so many mutated versions of it. According to Blake, the farm is in touch with the state following the tragedy, which thinks standing water from the hurricane has Ian made the avian influenza spread rapidly. Blake has been nursing Emmanuel around the clock, says while his neurological symptoms have subsided, he won't eat or drink. But he's actually getting better. He's actually drinking on his own now. And an update to that. Blake has been nursing around the clock, won't eat or drink. He has nerve damage in his right leg and foot. Caretaker and her girlfriend built Emmanuel a sling for the damaged leg and has started physical therapy with him so he can regain function. On Sunday, Blake tweeted Emmanuel's making progress, sitting up by himself, taking backward steps, putting pressure on his right foot. Oh, that's good. This is the first time he's done this, and at this point, every small step feels like a milestone, she said. Emmanuel has a long road ahead, but Blake expects him to recover and continue to spread love, light, and joy. And there's Emmanuel, the emu. And this poor guy, we wish him well. We wish Emmanuel well. Poor guy must be in. I don't know how much discomfort the guy must be in.
No more kisses. Huh? Yeah.
So he's a fighter, and I wholeheartedly believe he's going to make a full recovery, Blake said. Emmanuel Todd Lopez, as Blake calls him, first pecked his way to fame by making appearances during TikToks she filmed for the farm's TikTok account at Knucklebumps Farms, which now has 2.4 million followers. The flightless bird would aim straight for the iPhone camera with a sole goal to knock it down. Emmanuel, don't do it, Blake often says to the emu when he crosses in front of her and the iPhone camera. Emmanuel then normally pauses, stares into the lens, and completely takes over the shot. NBC News has reached out to Blake and Knucklebump Farms for an update on Emmanuel. So, yeah, Emmanuel, from what we've heard, is starting to drink water now. Emmanuel is, while he's sick. So, yeah, he's starting to drink water. He is on the mend from what we hear. And we wish Blake and we wish Emmanuel the best. And hopefully they make a speedy recovery. So that is our bit of animal news. Let's get into some scores. Again, animals I hate seeing animals get sick because they don't do anything to anybody. They're just there. What did they do? Yeah, they didn't ask for that. So everyone, go head over to TikTok or Twitter and give Knucklebump Farms a like, a follow, and we wish Emmanuel a fast and speedy recovery. So everyone, let's get to some NFL scores. We have week 6 scores, and this is usually where we wrap the show, but let's do the scores. Week 6 of the NFL, the National Football League. The Commanders over the Bears. That was your Thursday night game. Final, Ravens losing to the New York Football Giants, 24-20. Let me tell you, the Giants did not quit in that game. The Giants did not quit. They played with the heart of a champion. The Bless you. Oh, we're gonna do G4 news. Yeah, we'll do some Well, I'm in the middle of the scores here. We'll wrap with G4 news. Colts over the Jaguars, 34-27. Browns losing to the Patriots. Bengals over the Saints. Buccaneers losing to the Steelers. 49ers losing to the Falcons. The New York Jets over the Packers, 27-10. That's a shocker. Vikings over the Dolphins. Panthers losing to the Rams, 24-10. Cardinals losing to the Seahawks, 19-9. Bills on top of the Chiefs with 2:14 to go in the fourth quarter. Cowboys and the Eagles later today, your Sunday night game, and Monday Night Football. Your Chargers take on the Denver Broncos. So there's your scores for week 6. The New York Football Giants are 5-1, baby. So G4 is shutting down. We just got this. G4 shutting down. Late breaking news. Breaking news. G4 TV shuts down 2 years after Comcast tried to revive gaming network, resulting in layoffs for 45 employees. G4 is shutting down again. Comcast, Spectator, the cable and entertainment giant sports and esports division told G4 TV employees Sunday that the gaming network was shutting down effective immediately. The decision has resulted in 45 staff members of G4 losing their jobs. Oh, does that mean cute little Gina Darling too? Oh, I like her. In a memo obtained by Variety, Comcast Spectator Chairman CEO David Scott cited low viewership and said the network had not achieved sustainable financial results. Over the past several months, we worked hard to generate that interest in G4, but viewership is low and the network has not achieved sustainable financial results, Scott wrote. This is certainly not what we hoped for. And as a result, we have made the very difficult decision to discontinue G4's operations effective immediately. Wow. Comcast Spectator in July 2020 said it would reboot G4 TV, which NBC Universal shut down in 2013 after the network first launched in 2002. Russell Aarons, the former Warner Brothers, Machinima, and EA Mattel exec who joined G4 president in September 2021, left the company months ago. Well, 2 months ago. Well, that would be months. The content studio and network officially returned to linear television on November 16, 2021, after more than a year of the group releasing content. At launch, G4 TV was available on Comcast, Xfinity TV, Verizon Fios, Cox Communications, and internet streaming service Philo. The network's programming slate brought back fan-favorite G4 legacy shows like Attack of the Show and X-Play. G4 TV's shutdown was first reported by Deadline. Read Scott's Sunday email to G4 staffers. Dated October 16, 2022. Team, as you know, G4 was reintroduced last year to tap into the popularity of gaming. We invested to create the new G4 as an online and TV destination for fans to be entertained, be inspired, and to connect with gaming content. Over the past several months, we worked hard to generate that interest in G4, but viewership is low, and the network has not achieved sustainable financial results. This certainly was not what we hoped for. And as a result, we have made the very difficult decision to discontinue G4's operations effective immediately. I know this is disappointing news. I am disappointed too. I want to thank you and everyone on the G4 team, except Frost, for the hard work and commitment to the network. Our human resources team is reaching out to you to provide you with support, discuss other opportunities that may be available, and answer any questions you may have. Thank you again for all your hard work for G4. Sincerely, David Scott, Chairman and CEO, Comcast Spectator. Wow, there's a shocker. Well, we reached out for I reached out for a quote from everybody at G4, and there was only one employee that had anything to say.
Well, we're boned.
So, yeah. Who didn't see this coming, really? I'm surprised it took this long. Usually, maybe she'll move to another channel. So, Go get him. Go get him. Tell it to him, Frosk. Yep. It's pronounced Spectator. Spectacor. Okay, Spectacor. Okay. Well, anyway, they're toast. Oh boy. Really, I'm kind of surprised it took this long. Really, is there really a space since most of online gaming discourses moved to the internet? Is there really room for G4? That's right. Maybe I'll get a job with them. I'm available. What am I gonna do now? Oh, I got no one to blame. She's gonna get blamed for this. She's gonna take the brunt. She really is gonna take the brunt of this. Right or wrong? Listen, I don't think there was a space. There was space for G4 in today's modern entertainment landscape, but at the same time, you didn't really help matters much. You know. You need some feminist lit, Shlomo. No, I don't. Yes, you do. Yeah, she's gonna have a tough time. Listen, she could play the woman card. She could play the diversity card. She might get something behind the scenes, but I don't think she's going to be. I don't think she's going to be in front of the camera. I really don't think so. Yeah, USA Network got to start as the original Master. Yeah, I remember that. And they actually used to run baseball too. They used to run baseball, National Game of the Week. USA Network was used to be a sports network. They used to show New York Rangers. They showed a lot of hockey. Wow, they used to show a lot of hockey. What was that? Okay, well, anyway. All right, well, anyway, so Mecca's going to have more to say about this. And Amaranth. She's going to have more to say about this. She's got a stream coming up at 5 p.m., so head over to... What's that? So should I stay live till then? I don't know. Well, we're going to try. Let me... What time is it now? 4:28. Well, stretch, as they say. Stretch. Well, let me get something to eat here. I'm just going to go over to the... Let me play a commercial. Let me play a commercial or something. Hold on. Since we're stretching. Hold on. Let me play a little...
I'm sick, but
From Lucasfilm, the company that has done more to destroy everything you love since your ex-wife got all your stuff in the divorce, comes the series that literally has no stakes because you know the main character has to live long enough just to die at the end of Rogue One. Andor. Meet Cassian Andor, the title character, a space immigrant who grew up on a Lord of the Flies mining planet, who now lives in a junkyard like Fat Albert and the Cosby Kids, with a bootleg version of Wally who gets peed on by a space dog, pig thing, I'm not sure what this animal's supposed to be, and is now on the run after killing 2 guys. Watch as Cassian Andor is hunted by discount Kyle MacLachlan, who's the only American on this show, and for some reason he's been cast as the bad guy. Nice way to be subtle with your subtext there. Now, Cassian Andor must elude security forces by walking, strolling, sauntering, strutting, ambulating. Yeah, I'm running out of synonyms for walking here. Can we get to something interesting, please? Then, after 2.5 episodes, there's finally some action, with a generic shootout in a garage, where pulleys take out more bad guys than the actual weapons do. You know, this show is about a guy who crosses the border illegally, murders 2 people, and is now running from the Federales. Are you sure the Latino community wants to take ownership of this one? Diego Luna stars in the series that is ultimately completely pointless in Dead Man Walking. How is this Star Wars' prestige show? It's quite literally about nothing. At least Seinfeld was about a bunch of neurotic a-holes who were undateable in New York. That was at least something. This guy's just walking around for an hour and a half.
Oh, boy. Who was saying I didn't show the cats? Yeah, I showed the cats, but let's check in on Agent Orange Cat. Let's see what he's doing here. Okay, so hold on. So there he is. He's moving around. There's a gigantic orange pillow over here. He's got his back turned to me. I should go to now. Well, I shall go to now. Have a great week, everyone. So, yeah. Other streams. Cat cam. I have Zabu's conscience now. Zabu has two consciousness now. This is how I talk. This is how he talks to himself.
Zabu, you don't want to eat more Cheetos?
And so that's his good conscience.
Yes, we do. You want to go large with food.
And I realized that.
That sounds like the trans captain.
Yes, it sounds like the trans captain from
Strange New Worlds.
From Strange New Worlds.
I'm sorry. Come on, people don't watch my content.
Yes, Becca's not feeling well. She's gonna do a stream anyway. So you guys have to show up. That's right.
That's right. You have to show up.
Maybe not. I'll just yell at everybody for not putting enough time and money on me.
Thanks to the game stream. Right. Yes.
Zabu, you want to be healthy, don't you?
No, you don't. You want to be fat as possible. You want to be the world's fattest cat.
No, Zabu, you don't want to do that.
Yes, you do.
So, well, we speaking of which, here he is, the other star of the show, and he's walking away right now. Zabu, wait a minute, what? Larry Zabu. Is that something to
eat? Is that foodies? I think that might be foodies. What's over here? Oh, no. Where are you going? Oh, look at the birdies. The birdies are out there. I want to go out there too. Maybe I can eat them. They look delicious.
Right, enough of the voice change. This is annoying.
So there's Larry Zabu living his best Larry Zabu life.
Are you too fat to sit in this window?
Yes, I am.
You fit in.
Yes, I am.
The other one you can fit in.
Yeah, but
that has a chair on it.
So yeah, he's living his best Larry Zabu life.
If it's that way Naranja is sitting, I could get up there.
Naranja jumped from the chair to there, to that. Look at him. He's like, I want something. I don't know.
In the window
he's confused. He honestly doesn't know what to do. He really doesn't know what to do. It's cat cam. He's too fat to fit inside that.
No, he's not.
Oh, well, he just doesn't want to.
He wants to sit in the window, but Naranja's there.
Just he's trying to figure it out. He wants to sleep next to Agent Orange Cat. Well,
probably.
Maybe if you put the chair. Let me put the chair near there.
Yeah. Or move their
move the crinkle bed.
Yeah, move that crinkle bed that they don't use. And then you put the chair there, and then he'll be like, but Naranja.
And this guy, look, he's officially taken over the live stream. He's in the chair.
Where are you? There you are.
He's in the chair.
At the computer.
At the computer, and he's taken over the live stream.
Yeah, I'm a streamer now.
That's right, you're a streamer.
I'm a Twitch streamer now. See? Hello, people. I'm famous. This is what you do. You talking to people? How do I talk to people? He says. Hello, people. I'm famous and cute, and I'm Jabu.
I don't know. I feel like this is what all the content you need.
Well, yeah, just him trying to figure out how to talk to people. You getting down? You're parking. No, you're parking.
He's parking it. He's officially taken over.
Goofball.
Up here, buddy.
Hey, look at the camera. Look at the camera.
Up here.
Where's the camera? Say hi to the camera.
Say hi to the camera.
Can I hook it onto the table here?
It'll fall off. No, maybe.
Really?
Yeah, okay.
Point
It's
it to him.
just cat cam for.
Hmm.
That's it. It's his stream now.
Did you take over? Is it your stream now?
Yes, it's my stream. My stream.
Oh, look at that face. Oh, look at that face. Look at that face. Took eye boogers.
Somebody take care of the porno bot. I don't think you can do it from here.
I'll do it for mine.
Maybe you can. Oh yeah, hold on. Block user. It's all cute, but a month later he figures it out. He's going to be broadcasting his decree for world domination. He would. I demand Tritos.
Well,
So yeah, so he's
he's smart. He's too smart for my own good.
Where's the other one? The other one is sitting by the window, sleeping. He's getting his 19 hours of sleep in.
Say, wait a minute, where did this chair come from? He doesn't like the chair there.
Yeah, I'll get the chair.
Be quiet about it.
Well, he's awake already.
I know, but just don't make any sudden noises or else they'll freak him out. Like you're gonna scoot it really loud all of a sudden. Zabu head. Hey Zabu, what are you doing?
I'm live streaming.
Are you live streaming? Are you a Twitch streamer?
He got off the chair now.
Oh.
Okay, he got off the chair, so he thinks he's getting something to eat.
Oh yeah, because I went over to the fridge to get out of the room.
Okay.
So everybody give me all your money and
Yes. Oh, and the other one, Dim Sum's here now. So the other one's here. Hey, Dim Sum. How you doing? How you doing, princess? Pretty princess, Dim Sum. And here comes Zabu. It's like Wild Kingdom in here now.
is it dinner time almost?
He lulled you into a false sense of security and stole your chair. That's right. Chattering? You're chattering?
You tell me say hi to people.
Say hi to people.
No.
He comes over. Is that food?
No.
Dim Sum. Dim Sum.
Hi, Zabu. Hi. No, he's up here.
No, he's up there.
Oh, don't put me on camera.
No.
Don't put me on camera. Put that on. I don't have my makeup on yet.
He's looking for a way up there. Top him. Larry, Aloysius, Cornelius, Ulysses, Zabu.
He wants something.
He wants food, is what he wants.
Oh, he's up here now.
For a chubby kitty, he can jump pretty high.
For a big chonky.
All right, well, let's stop the
Yeah,
camera.
he's up here now.
Yeah, for a chubby kitty, he can jump pretty well.
Get off of that.
All right, so we're coming up on 4:40.
I gotta get my makeup on, so.
Yes, we're gonna.
You know what? Nobody's gonna show up. I should just cancel the stream and make it short. That's what all anybody has time to watch. I mean, they didn't bother to watch a 9-minute long video on Lord of the Rings. So.
Yeah.
Probably because nobody got notified of it. If I only get 100 views in an hour, then why am I even doing YouTube? Are you still alive?
Yeah, I'm still live.
Oh, maybe say something.
Well, because I didn't want to interrupt you.
Nobody can hear me over here.
Well, anyway, so he's one cheeky little ball cruiser. Yeah, they're friendly, except Dim Sum doesn't like Agent Orange Cat very much. Yeah, he doesn't like Agent Orange Cat very much, and so he swipes at him occasionally. Yeah. And there's... Yeah, I'll wrap. Okay, you guys. There's Agent Orange Cat. He's awake. All right, you guys. So, yeah, there's 3 of them. So we will wrap here. Everyone, head over to Mecca's. Populate the stream. She'll be on shortly. You'll be on shortly, right?
Well, maybe. I might just kill it because nobody seems to care.
Did you schedule it already?
Yeah, but I might just kill it because my channel's dead anyway.
All right, well, head over there. Well, she's going to keep you in suspense. All right, everyone.
Well, it doesn't matter. I mean, viewers are like, who cares? I don't care.
All right, everyone.
He's going to watch Salty Cracker or some shit.
All right.
Some asshole in a mask.
All right. Okay, so everybody, thanks for joining me. Thanks for hanging out and spending some time on your Sunday with you. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. No drinking, no driving. Whatever you do, have a good rest of your day. Have a good tomorrow. Have a good week. As always, be excellent to each other and stay safe, stay healthy, and we will catch you next time.